Hello, my name is Chip, and I'm a Kickstarter addict. This is Roll to Hit Gaming. This is an unboxing. The World of SMOG, Rise of Moloch. Rise of Moloch is a Victorian adventure board game for 2 to 5 players that takes place in an alternate England, where magic and technology have taken an extraordinary turn. While one player acts as the nemesis and takes control of the secret society called the Cult, other players embody gentlemen dedicated to thwarting the conspiracies that threaten the crown, stopping the nemesis by any means necessary. The game comes with 6 different chapters that can be played as individual scenarios or as a campaign that tells the overarching story of Moloch. Let's break into this base set. First in the bag, I want to talk about some loose items. We had a little small bag of plastic coins, upgraded, I suppose, from cardboard components that we'll see later. A set of dice that we got, the color burgundy, and a little small box marked Mr. Honk Alternative. And we're going to show these miniatures off close up later on, but Mr. Honk appears to be a gorilla with a top hat. We'll show those off later. So let's break into this core box. First and foremost, looks like we have a Rise of Moloch campaign book. And this book is very well designed, very glossy, kind of looks like an old manuscript. I don't really want to spoil stuff, so I'll just say that it looks good on the inside. After that, we have the rule book. Artwork looking pretty good. Design, very nice. We'll comment more about the rule book in first look. Alright, and first up is a pack of cardboard. We've got a round track. I'm not really sure what these do, but I'm sure the rules will explain. Looks like some type of little map of locations. This is for setting London on fire. I guess that's a mission. Some other type of tracker for ether reserves. And some punch boards of what appear to be buildings. Very high quality cardboard. What we've come to expect from Simon Games. More punch board there. More buildings. And I believe they're double-sided. Yep. This is some grotesque creature that has been gutted on the floor. That's terrifying. Different doors. Oh, this is going to be a puncher's dream, guys. Now that's a punch board right there. More tokens. Quality cardboard, pretty thick. Next, looks like we've got some map tiles. And these are double-sided as well. Very sturdy and very nice. This looks to be an orphanage gone bad. Oh my goodness. Some hellish idol site. And a crypt of some type, maybe. Alright, those are that. Looks like we've got some standees, some dice. Alright, next comes the player boards. We've got Major Dreadful, Emma Swanson, Abigail Sutherland, Watcher Cavendish, and Drago, the werewolf. This is the box that keeps on giving. Looks like we've got some monster cards, maybe. Lamia, Flaming Zombie, Moloch Spawn, some others. Titus. Oh my goodness. The art is very well done. I mean, it's in that steampunk kind of Cthulhu-esque. Uh-oh, Jolene doesn't want to see the killer clown. But yeah, I'm not quite sure who the artist is, but very, very well done. And in the bottom, looks like we've got some player aids. With round summaries on the back. And then we have a whole line of small cards. These are Lucas's favorite. He loves the little tiny cards. Started with X-Wing. He just fell in love with them. He loves going and finding...
You lie!
I do lie. So those are going to be just an assortment of all different types of cards. Looks like some equipment here, maybe some different items, different status, stuff like that. But let's get to what we're really here for. And underneath, I'm guessing we're going to see the box of miniatures. Yes, we are. There we have it. Let's take a close look at these miniatures. Now here are the Arcanist extras. These are the Kickstarter exclusives that came with the campaign. It's going to open up to have another Rise of Moloch campaign book, Anarchist extras. Looks like we have some more map tiles. Looks like a few more player boards. The new player boards are for Emma Swanson, Aram Nala, Phineas Fogg, Professor Sawbones, Lady Widow, Captain Nemo, and the Marquis of Carabas. Oh, we've got some more. And not even going to attempt to pronounce that one. Nor that one. And back to Emma Swanson. Got a nice little bag with the printed on logo. More monster cards. Let's take a look at those. Killer Clowns. Rat Boy. Darwin. Sweet Baby Charlie. That's terrifying. Humpty Dumpty. Captain Nemo can be an enemy, I suppose. Very nice. Again, I'm really liking the artwork with these. Then we have a small pack of cards here. These different cards say upgrade, allies, activation for the villains, and activation for the club. And they have just the different character pictures on them. We have more dice. These look to be black. Some small gear tokens with little gems in the middle. Quite like those. And then, of course, more minis. So let's take a closer look at the minis in this. Next we have the On Her Majesty's Service Gentleman's Set for the World of SMOG. This expansion to the core set includes 6 miniatures, 6 hero dashboards, and 6 activation cards. Let's take a look inside. New player cards, we have Suzanne Taylor, Mr. Fox, Sir Daniel Home, Parvin Khan, Colonel Steele, and John Brown. And of course we have the miniatures. Looks like we've got, these are just going to be the activation cards here for those characters that I mentioned. And of course the miniatures. Let's take a closer look. Here we have the Baker Street set for the World of SMOG. This is a small expansion for the base game that includes a mini campaign surrounding the Sherlock Holmes characters. It includes 4 miniatures, 4 hero dashboards, 2 villain dashboards, 6 activation cards, and 1 campaign book. Let's take a look. Alright, of course we have the Rise of Moloch campaign book for Baker Street. And it's the same quality as all the other print material, very glossy pages. And I don't want to spoil, so I'm not going to flip too much through that. Looks like these are 2 villain cards. We have Irene Adler and Colonel Moran. New player boards, we have Lord Holmes, Colonel Moran, Dr. John Watson, and Irene Adler. And of course, we have the activation cards and the miniatures. Let's take a closer look at the miniatures. The first expansion campaign that came in the Ambassador set is the Embassy. In the Embassy expansion, the gentlemen will face the most feared weapon of London, themselves. The parasite condition brought by the out-of-Earth visitors is all around London, and once mutation cards reach the gentlemen, they'll interfere with their decisions, and the Unicorn Club will have to work together against the infectors. Even though a mutation might give the gentlemen new abilities, it may also run out of control, allowing the Nemesis player to control one of the infected heroes for a short period of time. This expansion includes 13 miniatures, 2 hero dashboards, 5 villain dashboards, 33 miniature cards, 1 double-sided base tile, 12 double-sided overlays, 11 special tokens, 2 plastic bases, and 1 campaign book. Let's take a look inside. On top, we've got the campaign book. Once again, don't want to flip through it too much because I don't want to spoil anything, but the quality is just what we've come to expect. Next, we've got a thick pack of cardboard. A couple of gentleman tiles. We have Lord Baron Mantis and Elizabeth Sparkle. We've got a map tile, double-sided, and punch boards. Looks to be some kind of corridor. Some buildings. And one large building. So clearly it looks like these are the villain dashboards. We've got an infected Bobby, Kenny Jones, Ambassador Nail, Lord Swanson, and an infected constable. Activation cards for all of those characters. Looks to be a few more corridor tiles. Double-sided, of course. And of course the miniatures. Let's take a closer look. In the Wheel expansion, mystery and dark sorcery will take over London and those who try to stop it. Curse cards join the game, making life for the gentleman harder. Also, a familiar friend becomes a challenge for the gentleman. Players cannot use Drogo, since he's unable to confront his own mentor, Divio Jukal. This expansion includes 14 miniatures, 2 hero dashboards, 5 villain dashboards, 21 mini cards, 1 double-sided base tile, 3 double-sided overlay tiles, and 1 campaign book. Let's take a look inside. Again, we start with campaign book. Don't want to page through that for spoiler purposes. And we've got some gentleman cards. We have the Reverend Dudley and Mrs. Dudley, who appears to be a ghost. And we've got punch board, 1 punch board of double-sided buildings, and a map tile. In the Dragon expansion, the gentleman will have to face a different kind of challenge, the Poison Torment deck. Instead of gaining a regular Torment card, they receive a Poison card. But beware, that's not the only way to put your life at risk. Some agents' abilities and weapons may also force a gentleman to receive that cursed card. Gain a 5th Poison card and your gentleman will be neutralized. The Nemesis takes control of Fu Manchu and his group of minions, facing the gentleman's rage and trying to cover up their vile market promotions plan in the alleys of the city docks. This expansion includes 13 miniatures, 2 hero dashboards, 5 villain dashboards, 53 mini-cards, 2 double-sided base tiles, and 1 campaign book. Let's take a look. Starting off with the campaign book, we will save spoilers for a later date. And beginning with player boards, it appears that we have discovered Mr. Honk. We have an alternate sculpt that we'll show in just a bit. And in this one, Percy Carnarvon. Looks like we have some ships as map tiles and maybe the interiors of the ships. This is neat. It's kind of an oriental dock with a bunch of different boats that you can move to and from. That's neat. Villain dashboards for Dr. Li Fong, Dragon Fang, a Poison Zombie, Opium Dragon, and the dreaded Fu Manchu. Of course, we have the activation cards and probably the Torment Poison cards and the miniatures. Let's take a closer look at them. And finally, we come to the last expansion, the Mech Asylum for World of SMOG. In the Mech Asylum expansion, the Nemesis will control the greatest creator of toys of all time, Signor Geppetto. His mechanic inventions are threatening the existence of the Unicorn Club. During this exciting 3-chapter campaign, the gentleman will have to use the help and expertise of the Mechamancer to overcome the treacherous ways of those robots. Maybe the solution is to use the enemy's weapons against themselves. So collecting lots of gears might help the gentleman to enhance their own abilities and survive this unexpected attack. Let's take a look inside. Campaign book for the Mech Asylum. And a pack of cardboard. Off the top, we've got some characters. We have Archibald Argrave. And Miss Little. And I'm not quite sure what this is, but it says Pinocchio Mark I. Of course, we have some map tiles. Looks like an old circus. And interiors. We have some buildings. And some gear tokens. Good punches. Got some villain dashboards for an evil toy, Geppetto, Lily, and Little Alice. Activation and item cards and enchantments. And of course the miniatures. Let's take a closer look. Hello, my name is Chip, and I'm a Kickstarter addict. This is World of I was recording.
Alright, that's hilarious.
Jesus.